Hello and welcome to my 6th hammer tutorial. Now, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to use properly, no pun intended, that's not really a pun, but you know what I mean. It seems like it's a large issue that people are encountering where their maps are really big, and they're running into several problems like too many T-jogs or max brush faces reached. And this will stop your map from compiling. So, a good way to solve this. So let's make a little simple thing here. Alright, let's go to wood. Let's get some wood here. Let me just quickly make something. So with proper, a good thing is to turn some complex geometry into a prop. So let's see here. Let me quickly make like an arch type deal. Using the hotkeys, or the little tip I showed you in the first video, while you hold shift and it'll copy over to a new thing. Now, I'm going to do another video on this eventually, but down here you can choose different options for block types. So I'm just going to quickly do an arch. Now let me position the arch correctly. Let's do a 180, 12, let's try 100, 10. So sometimes arches and hammer kind of suck. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is now that we have some complex geometry, which I'm going to squish to make everything even worse. Oh my god, this arch. What happened to this? Alright, anyways. So, now that you have your complex geometry, you need to download proper, and I'll leave a link in the description. Now, it'll be a GitHub page, and GitHub's pretty confusing. I think you just download the proper.zip, right? Yes. So now what you're going to want to do is once you download your proper, you're going to want to go to your bin folder in Gary's mod. Now a lot of people think that proper doesn't work for Gary's mod, and I don't know why, but it does. And I'll show you something here. With Gary's mod, if you're on like, for example, like a beta, like the 64 edition or whatever, it won't work. Proper won't work. So you're gonna have to revert to the normal version. That's just a problem that I've encountered recently. But all you're gonna want to do is drag the proper.exe and the proper.fgd into here. So once you've done that, you're gonna want to go to Tools, head down to Options. Now in here you'll see your game data files. Now this is the FGD defines entities in your level. Now you're going to want to press add here, and since you put it in your bin folder, you're going to select proper.fgd and then open it. Now since I already have it, I'm not doing it. You're going to want to do that, press apply and OK, and restart hammer. So once you've done that, now proper should be installed. You're going to want to select your brushes that you want to turn into a model. You're going to press Ctrl T, so like if you're making a trigger or something, for example. Then you want to type in proper_model. Now this is going to be your model, and you can name it whatever you want. So let's just call it arch and arch. Alright, so let's see here. I think you can have it so you can have it to snap to the hammer grade, which will be useful probably. I don't know too much about proper because I don't use it too often, but it seems to be a big issue, and I don't want to keep explaining it to everyone who asks me, so I just wanted to make a video real quick. So once you've done this, you want to hit F9 to run your map. You want to go to Expert, and you're gonna want to add a new configuration for proper. So you know you have your HDR full compiles and stuff. You want to press edit, make a new map configuration, type in proper. So let me just do this real quick. I think I just made one. Yeah, so just call it proper in here. Then in the list, you want to go down to proper, and you're gonna have to make a new thing here. So in here, what you're gonna want to do is, so I just went to commands here and go to executable. So then you want to head to where your proper.exe is, which is in your bin folder if you put it where I said to put it. You want to select proper.exe, and so this is where it's going to launch from. And you want to put these exact parameters like this in, and I'll leave this into the description also for you to use. Now, when you do this, proper will automatically compile the models that you have in your map. So when I press go, it'll do all this stuff, and it just created a model for me. Now what you're gonna want to do, it automatically saves it in whatever drive you're in, and it saves it to OS or whatever, and prop source. So you know where the folder we saved it, props, and then arch. So it spits out a QC and an SMD for you. Now, if you don't know much about models, I'm gonna quickly explain it. So this SMD file basically defines the textures and the position of everything. So this is all the model information. The QC, on the other hand, basically defines the prop type, and yeah, that's about it. It has animations stored in it, the scale, several things like that. Now, what you're gonna want to do, as you know, you set your material path in here. So models, props, arch. Now, I suggest using custom textures for your models because it makes everything a lot easier. The reason I'm saying that is because the file path you defined in here, you're gonna want to head over to your Gary's mod, go to materials, models, and then as you can see, whatever you defined in here, so models, props, arch. Yeah, materials, models, and then props, arch. And it just, I think, well, I actually didn't know it did that for you. But I think you're gonna need the VTF at least in here. So that's why I'm saying to use custom textures, because you can easily grab them out of your materials folder. So you know how I use the wood texture, I can just find it in here and drag it into my folder with the props with my arch. And if you're using like Half-Life 2 textures, for example, you're gonna have to download GCFscape, which is a program used to extract files from the game. I might do another tutorial on that, but for now I'm not gonna show you how to do that. Anyways, once you do this, you're gonna wanna, drag your VTF into here, so your prop can actually use the texture, and it automatically sets up the VMT for you, which is actually kind of cool, and it sets it to vertex generic, which is what props use for their texture stuff. And I think it automatically sets up the models folder for you, so in here it says props arch. So if we go to models, there should be props arch. Okay, so it does not create a automatic folder for you, so you're gonna have to make your own folders, because if you don't, a later step will mess you up. So now you're gonna want to download Crowbar. I'll leave a link to this in the description also, and if you just download, wait, is this the right one? Yes. Continue, and it'll automatically download it for you. So once you have this download, I don't actually think I've ever extracted this, but I don't really care. So now that you have this download, you're gonna open it and you're gonna see something like this. Actually, like something like this. So I don't really know if this matters, but in your game thing up here, you can just select Gary's mod or whatever thing you're mapping for. Now you're gonna want to go to compile up here. So as I said earlier, the QC defines, so the QC also defines the SMD, so which SMD to compile for the collision and the what is it called? And the base model file. So you just want to go to browse, and then you want to find your QC, which is going to be in prop source, and then props. You select your arch.qc. So after you do this, you're going to want to go down to here, and if this isn't already set, you're going to want to go to browse, and then find your Gary's Mod models folder. Because after that, it'll automatically put the props or the models in the right place. And then that's basically it. You just want to hit compile, and it looks like it's all good. Now, as you know, I actually did not put the texture in there, so let me do that real quick. Anyway, central, what texture? I think I used wood fine or something. Look, yeah, fine wood. So you just want to find it in here, fine wood, copy it, go to your thing, which is props, I think. No, it's under models. Then you want to paste it into here. So now your model should automatically be using this. I'm just gonna recompile real quick just to make sure it's all working. And you can even check it out. So if you want to go to your Gary's Mod models and then props arch. Oh shit. So it actually spit out, as you see, I put it into prop/arch. So it's gonna actually, the model name is going to be arch, and it's gonna spit out into the props folder. That's why I didn't create a models folder, I think, because it already was one. And you can see it just spit out into the props folder. So if you actually want a different folder than just props, you're gonna want to go like props/arch/arch or something, or whatever your map name is, and then arch. Alright, so now that I have everything good, I just want to go to my prop static here. I'm gonna search up arch, and there it is. You see? I can position it, and there you go. There's my arch, and it's a prop, so it's not counted as a brush, and that'll make you able to do a lot more things with your map. So I can even compile real quick. Make sure you go off proper. All right, so here's the model in game, and it works perfectly fine. I forgot one important step though, so your models will not have collision. To fix this, I'm pretty sure you have to do something. So I think you have to put a clip around it, like a player clip around it, and then make that one model, like one proper model. Alright, so back on the collisions for your model. I was kind of dumb, but I figured it out. Because I usually just import my model into Blender and then add collisions from there, because I usually tweak it and stuff in Blender. But to do it, you just need to have a normal clip brush, and you need to be a separate brush, funk brush, for example. I think this will work. And then in your proper model, you want to go to physics mesh and then select that brush. So I called it arch, I think. What did I call it? Oh, I called it physic. Alright, so now I'm going to compile with proper again. I'm going to quickly compile the model. And then we're going to see if it has a collision model. So let me quickly do this. Prop static. Okay, let me restart hammer. Go to proper. And there's the so I'm not sure why it's missing a leg. But let's see. Collision model. Alright, the collision model works. But since the origin of my model is different than the origin of the Funk brush, I think that's why it's messing up. But you can see it works perfectly fine. The mesh, if I actually had the origin set correctly. So that's how you add collisions to your model. I was a little wrong before, but I'm correcting myself now. Alright, well, I hope I helped you with something here. And if I have, I encourage you to watch some of my other tutorials. And if you're a little confused throughout this, I would see why. It's kind of confusing, definitely. But if you have any questions, just make sure to ask them in the comments below, or you can join the Hammer Editor Discord group, which I'll leave in the description. I'm always active in that server, and just go into Hammer Help 1, the channel, the Discord channel, and I'll help you as much as I can. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helped you, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.